Hey folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Lev and I use he pronouns. An update. I am 11 weeks and 2 days on testosterone. That is unreal to me. 11 weeks and 2 days. It's incredible, honestly. Today I want to talk a bit about my transition journey in terms of medically and the psychological impacts I've noticed, as well as just some thoughts about life in general and like the journey of life basically. So past 2 weeks my physical health has gone weird, and since I started T, my mood has been up and down a lot more because hormones affect mood and the brain as well. It's a second puberty. I don't remember what my first puberty was like, to be honest. But this one, it's like it's a lot of up and down. Sometimes I can just feel really happy, and then a few hours or the next day later, I just crash for no reason. It's just like very happy, and then I just feel sad out of nowhere. Like I don't have any conscious reason that like I am to be sad. I don't know I don't know consciously what's like triggering it. That's interesting. It's just like, and then sometimes it like plateaus out. I don't know if that's the right word. It flattens out, but then it can also do this. I've sort of been more distant from the people I love and care about because just needed space, to be alone, process my thoughts, trying to figure out this thing. I do reach out for help, but I think being alone and having alone time to yourself is important to sit and reflect and build a better relationship with yourself. Because if I'm always constantly interacting with people, doing things, and not really giving myself time alone, I'm just like overloaded with information and I don't have time to process it like consciously, just sitting, being alone. And by the way, being alone doesn't mean that I am lonely. Like I like being alone sometimes. It's again, like I said, it's important for me to have space to process my thoughts and develop a better relationship with myself. And if I'm constantly around other people and just having fun and like being around people in general, then I don't know how to be by myself basically, and that's important to me, learning how to be content with being by myself and alone. And I want to say that the journey of life is unique to you and it's okay to go at your own pace. Like I'm 23, right? And I never dated anyone, never been in a relationship, never had my first kiss, never done any of that stuff, and I'm 23 years old. And at first, I felt really like ashamed, like, oh, I'm 23 and I know nothing about dating and adult stuff, right? Um, and I am actually going to therapy for this, to work through this and talking to my close friends to support me. And they, like, I'm 23, I never done that, but people who are younger than me, like teenagers, sometimes they get pregnant and stuff. So and I'm sure some teenagers more know more about this stuff than me, and I'm an adult and they are a teenager. But that's nothing to be ashamed about anymore, because again, like my journey of life is different from other people and I do things at a different pace to other people. Yeah, I got a pace that's unique to me and one that I feel comfortable with, and that's okay. Like you could be 40 and never dated or done adult stuff, and that's okay as well. Like there is no rush into these things. It's more about just going along my journey at the pace I'm comfortable with and doing what I'm comfortable with and just learning over time. Like just because some teenagers are more knowledgeable than me about adult stuff, it doesn't mean like my journey is invalid, if that makes sense. Just because they did it at a young age, it doesn't mean like there's something for me to be ashamed about just because I haven't done it and I'm older than them. Learn at your own pace, grow at your own pace, take steps that help you or lead you towards what you want to do in your own time. Like there is no rush. We don't have a fixed deadline for things like, oh, you must have had your first kiss before 18, you must have been married and have children at 25. Like, I don't really follow that. I follow my own path when I'm comfortable with, again. And like, we also can learn different things at different point in our lives. Like, I didn't know about the LGBT community until I was late teenager, basically. I've heard the word gay before, but I didn't really know much other than that. I just knew that gay mean people like others of the same gender, but that's the extent of my LGBTIQ plus knowledge. And I didn't learn much more about it until my later teens, like early adulthood. And that's okay as well. Some kids know they are trans at a very young age, and they have the language to put to it if they're like educated and they have a good environment that is like okay with this, and they learn about it when they're at a young age. They can put words to experiences, but doesn't mean just because I came as trans later than these people, it doesn't mean that I'm invalid as trans or less valid as trans. It's like we all learn at different paces, and that's okay. Continue traveling the journey of your life at a pace you're comfortable with. Take steps, small steps. All steps count, whether big, small, moderate. You leap across, I don't know, meters. It doesn't matter. All steps are valid. And if anyone tries to invalidate you, then it's more a reflection of them than of you. So it's okay to go at your own pace through life and do things at different ages to other people. It doesn't mean your experiences are invalid or anything like that. That's all, folks.